What's my line?
If I don't see the title card, I can't see that it's a Friend Simulator podcast, and I get confused.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
true. Get confused with the other podcasts.
Yeah, I know, right? And we're back. It's the Friend Simulator podcast. I think this is actually episode 4.
4? Oh, because we
Yeah.
had 0, right?
Yeah. See, for
Got
those
it.
paying attention, I accidentally labeled the last episode as episode 4.
Oops.
Yeah. Those are the hardcore fans noticed.
We had reports coming in. It was nonstop. People would not shut up about it. They didn't
Yeah.
even pay attention to half the stuff we talked about because they were so busy with discourse in the comments
Mm-hmm.
about
Yeah.
it being
Fauntleroy had to
4.
had to deal with hundreds of tech support emails at the Friend Simulator podcast tech support email hotline.
Official email hotline.
Yeah.
Yep.
Video film.
1-800 friendsimulatorpodcast.gov.
And I said fans, but I actually meant to say our friends were reaching out in concern because we were labeling the episode incorrectly. So
They wanted to see everything's all right. They're like, you guys okay? Like you're mislabeling your podcast.
yeah, we
We're
might
kinda
have
concerned
dementia.
about it." Yeah.
Might be confused. I'm confused.
Yeah,
I forgot
it's a
who
cry
I
for
am.
help.
I told them your name, Fauntleroy.
Okay,
Who am I?
Fauntleroy. Well, you're Borley.
Ah.
Borstein, to be precise.
Oh, Borkstein. Oh, I like that.
Well, that's Barley. Barley
Oh,
Borstein.
Barley Borkstein. I hate that guy.
He's the actual worst.
He came by last week, and I mean, you know how he ran off, and he's like, "I gotta go beat my daughter," and I don't condone that, by the way. I don't tolerate that guy. I called the police, but you think, oh, I'm gonna go beat my. That's like a thing of emergency. Like he's gotta go and do that. The problem is
to do that. Yeah.
The problem is I didn't realize because I came back in the podcast chair in the podcast pod. And I ignored what was going on in my home. He drank all of my beer and ate all of my pizza.
God. Oh my god.
I can't believe it.
As a motherfucker would do.
And that's why we fucking hate that. Exactly.
Yeah,
what the fuck am I gonna eat? I'm 6,000 pounds. I can't cook.
Can't go shopping.
I only learned how to make ramen in college, and that was like I had to pull teeth. I had to pay one of the Chinese, international students. Please show me how to make this Chinese delicacy.
It's a Herculean effort in order for you to make it ever.
Who would have thought that you actually had to add water? I just put that shit in the microwave.
Yeah, crazy. I mean, that's a very good technique. Also, you upgraded from
Well, I was burning the plastic
in the
before.
microwave. Oh my goodness.
So I was getting direct injections of microplastics.
Good.
I mean, I didn't understand why the noodles were so hard, but the plastic kind of softened them up a little bit, so it was kind of like a glazer donut.
I would imagine the heat from the microwave would do something to that.
Well, the noodles were so dry, so they absorbed some of the plastic.
Good.
But it didn't make any sense to me why they were black.
Yeah, well, it was probably sparking inside the microwave.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, that's true because it says you can leave the lid. I read this tip online, you can leave the lid on, and then that will help stop the water from overfilling and kind of blowing up all over your microwave. So but I only read the part about the lid, so I was like, okay, leave the lid, just throw the whole damn thing in there, maybe stab it. You know how sometimes you get that those meals from the Quick Trip, and it's stab the plastic cellophane or whatever. So I just stabbed some holes in it, thinking oh, I'll give it some room to breathe, right? I'm a caring person. Care about my food.
You stab to help it
help it breathe. Yeah, just like when I go by a farm, I stab the cow to help him breathe. That just makes sense.
Have you ever? Okay, brief aside. Have you ever seen the videos that's a guy that cuts the hooves? Not the hooves.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh, also I want to say we don't stab cows here. That's a Barley thing. We don't condone that.
Condone what?
Condone stabbing cows.
Oh no, absolutely not. We
love cows.
That's a total Barley thing. We another brief aside. Actually this is something I did want to talk about actually. So we can let's put a
pin in the horse's hooves.
Put a pin in the hooves, yes.
Can we write in horse's hooves?
I was gonna say a bow on it, but a pin works too.
A pin in that grenade.
So you cannot put the pin back in the grenade once it's out, by the way. It's gonna blow.
Oh my god.
I remember my handle in Warcraft 3
Mm-hmm.
online was elf cows. Do you remember this?
Oh, elf. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that's a blast,
That's a
right?
deep cut.
That's a pull,
Elf
right?
cows. Wow. So what
Oh
were
my
these
god.
elven cows supposed to be anyway? I never
I,
understood that.
so well, they were supposed to be I
Wait,
I
wait,
liked night
before
elves.
night elves.
I grew up in Wisconsin
So
and I
it's
like
elves and
cows.
cows. Oh, see,
It's
I'm
elf
thinking like a
cows.
magical creature, like a minotaur, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe an elf had sex with a cow, and this is the
Hell
result
yeah.
that you get.
Hell
What
yeah.
were you gonna say before I
No,
steamrolled
oh
you?
no, that was this. I said the minotaur thing. That was it.
Oh, got it. That was the
Yeah,
build to it.
yeah. Elf. Okay,
Um,
yeah. That's you're taking you're homogenizing. You're not homogenizing. That's not the right word. You're synthesizing. You're
yes.
taking the most important thing in your life,
Mm-hmm.
cows.
Yep.
If you're in
Yep.
Wisconsin and you don't love cows, get the
You're
fuck out of
fucked.
here.
You are scum.
You
Why are
go
you
live
even?
with Barley.
Yeah,
That guy.
you're probably barley
You
actually, if
are
you hate
a part of
cows.
Barley Nation.
You're yeah, not friend
We hate
nation,
that
not
guy.
at
We hate
all.
you. You are not a
We
friend.
we d- we don't control hate. We don't condone hate, but we hate you and anyone
Yes.
associated with you and barley.
Yeah. Hypothetically, we would hate you if you
We
hated
would.
cows, and we would think that you should go live with Barley.
Yeah, but we wouldn't think that
But we
because that would
don't
be a
because we don't
terrible
condone
thing.
hate. Hate-free
We are
podcast.
we're a love podcast
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. We love all of
Um,
our friends.
but yeah, I just wanted to mention, or I just wanted to kind of like dig into that because like I think Warcraft 3 was like, because I distinctly remember being at, okay, just for anyone that don't know
Don't in.
that don't know this,
Don't.
Barley and
Wink.
I, Borley and I go way back. We
Yeah.
go way back, way back.
Way
Middle
black,
school.
actually.
We go way black. I remember being at your house and like you had like, you had Warcraft 3 and you were playing it, and I remember begging my mom when I got home like, I gotta get this game.
I
And
gotta get this game.
you were playing Mega Man Mall. Do you
Oh
remember Mall?
yeah. I don't.
I think they should bring back malls. I mean,
Yeah, malls are great.
that should be it was like the classic battle like DVD and what was the other
There's like
the other thing?
DBZ. There's like Final Fantasy. Oh, there's like Winter
No,
Mall.
no,
Winter Mall was the
no,
competitive one.
no, like a DVD or what
Oh,
was the other like there was another CD based like medium. Remember?
I
It
don't.
was like it's
DVD.
either
It's
going
like
to be
it's DVD CDR-ROM was what the thing. It would be DVD slash CDR-ROM.
yeah, but I feel like
I
there was
think.
like
I think that was it.
or was it Blu-ray? There was like
Blu-ray's
there was
not.
they were
That was way
no,
too
but
late.
well,
I mean, that
but
is a CD though.
but I'm saying at that time there was like
Oh,
they were competing.
there would.
Do
Oh,
you,
they were competing. See, I think like
no, it wasn't
CDRW
DVD.
drive. That would be
No,
like a thing.
you're getting a little too
I don't know.
technical.
I think you're inventing. So I swear to God, I
I'm
don't
not
recall
inventing
like
this.
an extra disc. I mean,
Everyone,
you talking about like floppy
everyone in
disks?
no, god damn it.
Because
There,
that's
there was
so.
there was as DVDs were like established. I think it was Blu-ray. It was either going to be Blu-ray or like
There's no way it
HD
was
DVD or some shit.
There's no way it was
Yeah.
Blu-ray because that was like.
No, I'm
When did
saying
Blu-ray come out?
the progression after
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
DVD.
Oh, that is
it
though.
was
Yeah, you need
what's
a whole
going to be
different
the
drive
next-
for it.
What's going to be the next thing?
Yeah.
And it was between Blu-ray and I think HD DVD or some shit like
Oh,
that. Like
HD
there was like
DVD.
two. So, and this is a long walk too. We'll look into this later. I don't feel like looking around, but I will die in this hill because there was absolutely like it was a contention like which one's gonna be the next medium. And then double, and then neither of them ended up being the next medium. It was just all digital.
Yeah, yeah. It turns out storage space. Once we solve that problem, that just takes care of everything.
It's just fucking over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you can't compete
Um,
with physical. You can't. I mean, technically, digital
Well,
is
I mean,
physical.
now
It's just somewhere. It's off-site. You know.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
in a
now-
warehouse getting covered in bean paste somewhere.
It's kind of funny. Just like time is a flat circle. Like the
True.
culture's going towards physical now because everyone's like because you don't own anything.
Yeah,
So
that's
everyone
not a
wants to
comfortable
actually
thing.
own owners actually own their crap, so now people are getting more physical stuff,
No,
which
that is true. That's like the
I
one thing
empathize with.
that's where I'll die on, is that I like Sylvia's always like, "Oh, we could buy you could rent it from the library, or you could do this, or you could whatever." And it's like for most things I'll just like watch it or consume it illegally. You know, if it's a movie,
Yeah.
because I just hate, like, despite film being my like probably preferred and favorite art medium, I despise almost all of like the business practices of like film. I should probably like
Yeah.
buy some things to support it, but also at the same time, it's like I got 80,000 in student loan debt, and then none of that shit had got forgiven because of like Republican judges blocking the
Yeah.
forgiveness. So like
Yeah.
until that number is zero, my interest in in showing my appreciation for art is limited to like the things that I truly love, which is basically the Gantz mangas and then books. Because
Yeah.
I never want to rent a book, because I never want to rent. I never want to borrow a book from the library, because I never want to have like a time constraint. And people say, "Oh, well, you could just rent it again." I was like,
Oh,
I don't want to deal with
interesting.
that shit. I just want it.
That's
And
just
if I don't
annoying.
like it, then
Yeah.
I'll just donate it somewhere when I'm done.
Yeah.
You know. But
I
I don't know. I want to have the comfort of just I can pick it up when I want it.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Yeah, especially for a book, because that's not as like a movie you can just like pop on and even if you need to pause it and like watch later, it's not like I feel a book is a larger time quote unquote commitment
Yeah.
than a movie would be.
Absolutely. Yeah, and also I mean like movies, they're already on the thing that is the technological base of my life, which is, computer.
The computer. Yeah.
Exactly. So that just makes more sense why I like spend less. But yeah, I bought the whole fucking omnibus release of Gantz Dark Horse translation, base number 1. Thank you, we Ed. Because I love
So
Gantz. It's my
fucking
favorite manga, and I want Hiroya Oka. I think that's the guy who makes it. I want him to know that I love it.
I hope he appreciates that, and he
Yeah.
is definitely going to watch this
He's
episode.
gonna watch this episode because right here I'm gonna put in a picture of one of his favorite girls.
Oh my god, I love that video. That video with that thumbnail has probably well, actually, what
Wait,
video does
which
have the
one?
most views in
Wait, what are
here?
you
Isn't
talking?
there?
Which one are you talking about?
Didn't you post this? You posted a video. I want to say it was Gans,
I do
where
have
it
a
was
dance
like
video.
has the greatest plot or whatever, and it's just this like chicken like a black like leather thing, and like
Oh,
with
yeah,
huge
that's
with
my
huge
review of the
tits.
Gantz. That's my review of the Gantz animated movie, which is actually like it actually improves the story, even though it's doing like a very late in the game arc of the story. Yeah, it's like I think this movie has titties as the name of
Yeah,
and it's
no,
oh yeah,
it's
Gantz.
something
Oh,
like
this titties
that.
has
This
movie.
titties has movies. Yeah, that's what's
And it
funny. That
has
is actually
2,000
such a
views, and it's
funny.
just a
That is
picture of one of the
so
girls.
funny.
This movie has something going on. They put boobs in it. I got 2
Titty
positive
has
comments.
movies.
Hard. This goes
That's
hard. Oh my god, I forgot about this video,
that's fucking
man. You
awesome.
know my fucking catalog better than I do.
Yeah,
Holy
well,
shit.
I've been a
Long
long
time
time
listener, first
viewer,
time
first
chatter,
time, yeah,
first time friend.
first time Potter, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Oh yeah, you
Fondler
wish.
might have said earlier that we knew each other in like middle school. I just want to address the accusations on that. False.
We didn't know each other.
Yeah, we didn't know each other. So back to Warcraft 3.
Yeah,
Okay, I wanted to ask you when you brought up malls. Do
yeah.
you I don't think this matters anymore, but back in the day, I did make a distinction between a tower defense game and a mall. Do you
Oh,
make
absolutely.
did you make what was the distinction that you made?
That was funny you say that because that's exactly what I was getting at with my total fucking diversion in
Divergent? I love dying as a
divergent.
virgin.
I
That's my
uh I
plan right
will
now.
I will die as a born again virgin.
I'm dying as a
Um
anal virgin.
oh likewise. And I will die on that hill.
You'll die with the hill
On
inside
that
you.
yeah well and then I will not be an anal virgin
Well,
unfortunately.
sometimes the sacrifices we make.
The sacrifices we make.
Mm-hmm.
So I was gonna say I actually wish because there was that distinction. There was either a mall or a TD, and tower defense games are actually a genre.
Yeah.
Like you see tower defense games like on Steam and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so the difference to me is in a mall, you make the buildings, the creeps go through the buildings, and you make a maze with with the buildings that you're building. That's to me what a mall is. So it could even be like a tower defense, but the creeps are going down like a lane or whatever.
Yeah,
And you have to
and
you have
the
to
towers are
assemble.
like along the sidelines, like on bleachers and shit.
Well, that's a tower defense,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
In a mall, they're in the way of
yeah.
the
They're in
creeps.
the
And
way.
they
You're
have to
making
go
a
through
maze.
You're making a maze. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's the
And I think
exact same way I
that's
always
more fun.
separated them too.
Yeah.
As I
Well, that's what it is.
yeah, and
There's
but
no
the
other
problem is
way
there would be
of
some games where that wasn't the case. I guess
like they would say they
it would be
call
like,
it
oh,
a
it's a mall, but you
or
don't actually block the
but then they're
creeps
on
at
the
all.
side.
Yeah, and I
Well, they're
think
stupid, and I hate them.
yeah, I do hate them too.
If I were to hate,
It's
if
one
that
of
were
it's like
possible.
it's like that logical question that's on every internet IQ test where it's like all X is Y, but is all Y is X is
Yeah.
all Z Y or whatever. You know, it's like
Yeah.
all tower defense games or all malls are tower defense games, but not all
Yes.
tower defense games are malls. You know,
Totally.
it goes
Totally.
like that because one of
Yeah.
the circles is smaller than the other one, so the other smaller circle can never obviously fully take over the bigger one.
Encompass
You know, the
it, yeah.
taxonomical hierarchical wording, whatever bullshit. I always forget
Yeah,
that
the
word.
the taxidermy.
Yeah, the taxi. Yeah, Crazy Taxi. I think that was a custom game in Warcraft 3.
Have you ever seen? I saw someone that made a World of Warcraft custom game where it's like they
Yeah.
could move a character around. That's
Oh, wait, from
crazy.
like third person?
Yeah.
I remember, well, it was third person, but it was like top down. I remember there was like a world, or like
No, it looked
molten
like
core.
World
You
of
had to do
fucking
molten core
Warcraft.
mechanics, like raiding. Like you could have
Oh,
like,
I saw that too.
yeah. Have you
Yeah.
played the Reforgi?
No, I had no interest. Ever
Oh,
since
it's
I
well.
saw
I will tell you, it
God
was
awful
dog
looks.
shit. The World of or Warcraft 3 Reforged was made by like a Southeast Asian company, and so when I can't stress this enough, this game was made by Asian people who have white fever. Because the white people in this game all look like Fabio and they look glammed. It looks like what
That's
like
true.
people who fetishize white people imagine white people to look like. Like they don't look like real humans. They look like Fabio.
It looks like what Longlegs wanted to look like.
Yeah.
Is that a good segue?
Yeah, that's a great
Pretty
segue.
good
Yeah, we should let's
I
talk.
didn't want to cut. I didn't want to cut it too short. Though.
No, I
Like,
mean
feel like
we
I
this
wanted
well's it's a well we can come back to, but I think we
We
had
can
our fill.
absolutely come back to it. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, we can bust in that well again another time.
Absolutely. It's actually a pretty deep well because there's a lot of really deep cuts from that. Of
There's
like,
a lot of deep lore.
there's a lot of deep lore of stupid shit that I think of like on an almost daily basis, not daily basis, but very regularly. That's like no one's gonna get this if I say the writers of Lohan,
Yeah.
no one is gonna understand.
No
what the
one's gonna
fuck
fucking know that
means.
one. Oh my god. I mean, they get it in the sense of like, oh, okay, yeah, but like,
But even I mean, it's so dumb. But
that's what makes it
holy
so
hell.
fucking good. You know, it's the
Yeah.
context of the humor. It's not just saying the words.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
But yeah, speaking of watching shit illegally, like we said 10 minutes ago, we watched Longlegs.
Yep.
How would you? Let's start with the numbers. What would you run the numbers for this movie? What would you say?
So, I'll just give it like an overall. I mean, out of 10, I'm not really good at this stuff because I'm not smart, so I can't really analyze.
I'm not smart. You can't pick
So
it
I
up. Pick it
can't-
up. Okay, I'll give you a number.
Well, no, I'm saying I can't analyze things in like the
No, just
maybe to the
overall. Like,
degree
what do
that
you?
do.
I don't know. How much
I
did
thought
you
it was
enjoy
like
it?
I thought it was a 6, like a 7.
Wow,
Honestly,
a 6.
I mean, it was good. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't really do number grading.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't. There wasn't a moment where I was like, "This is stupid." Honestly, you know, I'm after being shamed like that, and the more I think about it, it's like it's pretty high up.
It's a
there.
9 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10. It's the
It's
perfect
a-
movie.
It's a movie I would recommend to somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, you know, if someone if I have respect of somebody's media opinion, I would say check it out. You know, not I don't think it's for everyone as the 1-star reviews say.
The one
even
star.
the
Well, the 1-star reviews that say it's for nobody.
Even the ones, but the funny thing is, a lot of the 1-star reviews, maybe this is like for the horror genre or something, but like they're fart sniffers,
but in the
to the other
stupid.
degree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
to the other, like,
they're actually sniffing their own
I'm
farts.
I'm so smart. This sucks. You
Yeah,
know,
I'm
like
too smart and
as a,
dumb at the same time. My brain is like Schrodinger's cat of intelligence, and this
as
review
opposed,
is deciding if I'm smart or dumb. Oh, I'm
yeah,
dumb.
as
Um,
opposed to ep4 reviews where it's like I'm just a fucking idiot. I don't understand how movies are. You know.
yeah, I would say I don't
Anyways,
know. I would say it's like an 8 out of 10. I like what
okay.
it's doing. I like a
Mhm.
lot what it's doing sound wise. I like a lot what it's doing
Mhm.
visually. The plot is just there enough to
Yeah.
facilitate all the
Yeah.
effects that the
All
film
the
is going
stuff
for.
happening. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I'll do a micro lesson here on film theory, but the product or the purpose of film is to create an effect. And if the effect is well received, then we would say that the film achieved its goal. And I think the part about this film that I like, it's like kind of very easy to look at in terms of like a really like low media literacy kind of thing and get it still, right?
Hmm.
Because there's obvious effects on the camera. There's obvious effects in the background. There's obvious sound cues to prime you for the right kind of expectation. But it's not overly like it's not a Blumhouse film where it's like beating you in the head and offending your
Right.
intelligence at every second.
Right. Right.
So like that's why I think this is like a really good kind of gateway horror movie. That's not like something that like if somebody who's on the edge of fence about horror movies, like, oh, I don't really like them. Like this is a good one to get somebody in. It's not going to leave you with nightmares. It's more of
Hmm.
like a it's like Silence of the Lambs. It's like Zodiac, but like a horror movie and not just like, oh, here's this weird guy and here's this weird stuff going on.
Kind of a psychological thriller almost.
Yeah, but it's scary
It
and it's
wasn't really a
uncomfortable. And then you get to the end of the
thriller.
film and
Yeah.
it's like you're just saying no.
Yeah.
You don't want what is taking place to take place. And I love that
Totally.
about film. I love that.
And you honestly, it got to like the fake end almost. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, interesting. And then the real end is like you just don't know where it's going. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't obvious.
It's not
Like
clear.
nothing
Yeah.
was
Yeah, I mean,
obvious.
well,
Yeah.
we can do like the spoilers and
You
stuff.
want to get into
So, if
spoilers?
anyone
Okay.
cares, fuck off. You're not a friend anymore if
Yeah.
you care about spoilers.
It's and if you continue to care about spoilers and you are a friend, we will probably have this annotated. So
Yeah, we'll have this animated.
click off the video.
Yeah.
Go do something else.
Okay,
Go, I
now
don't
that
know.
those spoiler freaks are gone, I hate those guys so much.
They're the actual
Oh my god,
worst.
I can't watch anything. Oh, just mentioning the movie exists is a spoiler.
It's a spoiler. Oh, that's your take. Do you
No.
super hate
No,
spoiler
but I do
people?
hate people that generally are like overly concerned about spoilers. Like
Okay.
one time I saw a post that was like, saying a spoiler is in the movie is a spoiler.
Oh well, I mean,
And it's
there's gonna
like
be idiots everywhere in
that's
the
like
world.
holy
Like,
fuck, dude. Like how do
yeah,
you go through life?
they're special. They're a
Yeah.
very special person.
But yeah, I don't know. Let's talk about the plot. I guess like, I thought the plot was completely functional. You know, you have her this
Yeah.
novel newbie FBI investigator played by the girl from It Follows, I believe, and she seems to just be better than everyone else. Like she's just able to crack this case wide open through like 5 minutes of investigation, which that is the one weakness of the film, I will say.
Well, okay. Now, in hindsight, it's like even the part where she's like she could read
The
the cipher
code,
or whatever,
yeah,
the
cipher,
code.
yep.
It like it makes sense because it's like that was like ingrained in her brain.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm
like
glad you
she
said that.
has
Yep.
that.
She has that
Because she's like,
history.
I looked at it long enough. Oh, I mean, the history A and B. I mean, you know, depending on how into the like devil shit is real stuff, it's like she had the doll.
She had the doll. She has the
Whatever.
language, probably the scripting. Like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
you know,
she's
like Nick
like
Cage is like,
intuitive.
oh, I'll be everywhere. Like, was Nick Cage saying that, or was the devil saying that? You know,
Yeah,
like saying like that
yeah.
influence spreads. Like, there's
Oh,
no
absolutely.
reason to doubt her knowledge is like, you know, kind of like I don't know, some hive mind kind of shit or something.
It's
Just
intuited from
yeah,
totally,
there's other stuff
totally,
going on. I mean, mind you, like he was
absolutely.
downstairs. He was in the basement.
He was
Longlegs
the
was
man
in the fucking in her
downstairs
basement, and
the
she
whole
like
time.
selectively didn't remember that.
Not once, not
Not
twice,
twice,
but
but
any time he liked.
yes, So I'm
Ridiculous.
glad you said that was great. So actually, I feel, you know what? I feel even stronger about the plot now. The plot is so efficient. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're
Um,
welcome.
and the thing that I do like, the other thing that I really like about the plot is just the fact that like it's a FBI investigation that makes it personal to the person investigating it. That I think is
Mm.
really a lot of like investigation things like fail to develop because like it's really hard to do that in an organic matter without it feeling convoluted or bullshit.
Like, why do they care so much?
Yeah, like
You're
it's like why do
saying?
they care or how does this relate to the person investigating it? Because like you would just be like assigned this, you know, like it wouldn't
Right.
be. It's so
I'm just so
happenstance.
damn good at my job. I have to crack the case.
Yeah, but it almost seems like there was, you know, on the flip side of like, okay, so this is a movie where the devil is doing things on Earth, and we see his power.
You
Who's
see
to?
him?
Yeah, we see him a lot. Who's to say there wasn't an opposing force that was bringing her to combat this? You
Well, it
know?
definitely wasn't being shown.
Yeah, I mean,
Wasn't
there
being
isn't like
portrayed
we
at
don't
all
see fucking
in
God
the
anywhere,
film. Yeah.
but like I don't
No,
know,
that's a
like
good. That's a
it's
good
you can't have the
concept.
devil without God.
Well, yeah, you
You
can't
know,
have. Yeah, it's the yin and
you
yang.
know,
You
like
can't have
why did how the devil
opposite
didn't get cast? You
forces.
know,
Yeah.
Lucifer didn't get. I don't know. I forget his fucking biblical name
Yeah.
or whatever.
I think it
Um,
was
is it
Lucifer.
Lucifer? Is that it? The fallen
Was
angel, right?
cast
Like
from
I think
heaven.
everyone
Yeah.
assumes he's the devil. I kind of forget. I don't know if it's explicitly even said in the Bible, but like
But
he
isn't the devil like a new thing? Like it was as a
it's I
newer
think the devil is
thing,
like a
like or
catch-all
hell
term.
or
I think
something.
there's like some mild that's like this like
'Cause,
oh
like,
man.
isn't
I
Dante's Inferno like kind of
Don
make a lot of that
that's all
shit
made up. That's all
from
fiction. Yeah,
like yeah,
yeah, like a lot of like people what people consider about hell and stuff comes from like fiction.
yeah,
Um but like biblical stuff I think there is like not because I think Satan, Devil, and Lucifer are names that are used, but I don't know if they're necessarily
got it.
actually used interchangeably.
Yeah.
That is actually like a point of contention, I believe, in Christian theology. But I only ever saw that questioned on 4chan, so take that with the
Okay.
4chan grain of
Yeah.
salt.
Yeah. The
Um,
big grain of salt.
yeah. Man, I love the sound design in this movie. It was the
That was
and
really good. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the ADRing, and you could tell everyone's like ADR because like they
You're
sound
obsessed with
so
that. Yeah.
better. Yeah, and it's
Yep.
well, it's because I just got off
Just
like watching two
once you
movies.
notice, you
Yeah,
notice.
I
Yeah.
mean, okay, so like people don't know, almost every movie is ADR. Like
No.
you know, like I mean, because just take this example. Oh, I'm rolling around in a truck, blah, 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 and I'm just banging
Yeah.
over the mic.
No.
You know, like you're
Yeah.
never gonna get a clean recording if I'm fucking falling over the place. So you need to go in the studio and you need to match yourself to your character in the moment. And this movie has some of the best vocal deliveries in terms of like where that you can tell that the director is paying attention. Who's ever doing like this shit for like their vocal performances for the recordings? It's like, okay, stand this far from the mic, stand in this direction, like stand this close. Like certain characters you can tell are placed different distances from the mic to create specific effects in how you hear them. And like what is it the FBI guy who's like I'm gonna assign you this case or whatever, like his
Yeah.
voices, he's crispy.
Superior man. Yeah. Yeah. He has an awesome voice. I
He's
love his
great. He should
voice.
be in more. So I wonder what that guy's in.
I was wondering if he was in other things, if he looked kind of familiar or not, but I couldn't tell you. I didn't look at his IMDb, so
Okay,
I don't
I have to
know.
pause. One second, I have to pause this. And we're black.
And we're back.
Okay, now I'll have to render it, which will take it from 60 and 10 and back up to 24 somehow. God, I love DaVinci Resolve. Well, oh wait a minute. So should we dip our toes in, maybe our hooves in an interesting, maybe an ongoing story that we'll tell a little bit of, you know, each stream. This will be the streamer. I was gonna say streamer showdown,
Streamer
but
situation.
the streamer situation. The streamer situation is insane.
The streamer. That's the next
That's
video's
that.
title. Streamer
Yeah,
in caps. Streamer situation is insane.
yeah. So I'll begin because I began this story and I
Yeah, you
introduced Sean to
started
it.
this.
I mean,
Yeah.
Follower to it. I didn't just say
Oops.
that. Whoopsie. Oh, edit
It
that one
doesn't
out in
matter.
DaVinci.
It don't matter to me.
So,
I have life. That's funny.
so I
Well, oh, right.
yeah.
Actually, here, get this sound like redacted.
Redacted. Yeah, and then
It's
go.
gonna go
I'll move
over
it
it.
over.
Yeah.
I'll move it
Oh
over.
my god,
This
that's
is great.
funny.
Holy shit. That's yo, yeah, I can do it like I
That's
did in the
good.
other one. If only I had a recording of your face saying it, I could put it up for a
Neighbor,
second. Neighbor.
neighbor, neighbor.
That was so much fun. I
That
was
was
I was
really
I
good.
was drunk out of my mind during that.
That's so funny.
So I back in maybe this was like 2020 or something. I don't know. I got this friend who I didn't actually know in high school, but he was roommates with another friend that I had from high school. And I only interacted with this guy like one time in real life when I went to Fatso's and I was like, I'm gonna go to Fatso's and get a sub. We were playing League of Legends together, and I was like, hey Justin, do you want anything? And he's like, oh no. Or maybe he said yeah. But then I also got something for his roommate, Adam. That's streamer. And so I interacted with them because I brought them the sub from Fatso's on my way back because I knew where they lived and they just lived down the way. So I was like, I was just doing a solid,
Yeah, you're just being a good guy.
I was being a good neighbor.
Good neighbor.
Good neighbor. And so this person, he goes by. It's actually better if we just say Adam then instead of his other name, because then
Isn't it kind of funny how backwards it is?
it
where
is.
like,
It's better to say
yeah,
Adam than his streamer name because I don't want people to go and
the
fucking look him
legal
up.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So his name is
Yeah.
Adam, and if you know, you know. But
Yeah.
so he streams. And
God.
nothing against Adam, but he is. So here's the kind of person he was when we played League of Legends together. You know that guy who's like fucking like balls deep in the enemy jungle, getting like 4v1 ganked, and he sees one enemy flash, and then he will say the following line: "Oh, Teemo blue flash. Can anyone get him?" How the fuck am I supposed to follow up on a gank against somebody who's like?
You saw him for a split second, and he's in the middle of F nowhere.
Yeah, he's in the enemy jungle, and the enemy blue flash, and like 5 of them killed him, and he'll be like, "Oh, so and so blue flash. Can anyone get him?" And it's like, "No, we're not in the jungle with you. We're in our lanes. It's literally 3 minutes into the game. What the fuck are you doing?"
So is blue flash like they're about to die?
That's
of thing?
like that's so in
like
League of
saying you played in
Legends.
another game or something.
Yeah, League of Legends is like Blink Dagger, but it's like 1/8 the distance, and you have it as like a ability that's on like a 5-minute cooldown.
Okay.
So like blowing flash is like, oh no, like he can't escape over a hill.
Blue flash. Got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
See, I was thinking BLUE. Like he's flashing blue. Like, he's almost dead.
Yeah, go get
I've
him.
never played League of Legends, dude.
Oh
So
man. Okay, yeah.
I'm a
So
Dota nerd. Sorry.
yeah, so it's like he blew Blink Dagger, and then it's on a 5-minute
Got
cooldown.
it. Got it. So he's killable.
Yeah, basically. So that was the kind
If
of
you teleported in the middle of to their jungle from a logical place where you would be.
yeah. I mean, in League, if you have the teleport summoner skill, then you could teleport to wards. But I think they removed teleport from the game because you can't have anything fun in League of Legends.
Fun allowed.
So that was the kind of player Adam was in League of Legends. That gives you an idea of his character. Okay, we need to remember Adam's character.
Streamer's character.
Yeah, he has an interest streamer's character. He is Adam, but colloquially, Fauntleroy and I
call
refer
him
to him
streamer.
as we call him streamer.
That's just we always call him streamer. He is streamer to us.
He is the only streamer.
He
He's
is
the only streamer worth watching.
Streamer. He's the only streamer we love and support.
Yeah, he's the only friend of the stream, really.
He's
Of the
the true friend of the show.
Yeah,
streamer.
a true friend, and we're just gonna shit all over him.
We're just gonna. I'm picturing like I'm really trying to ride the fine line because it's like I feel like this is gonna get back to him
Good.
somehow. Good.
I say to that, I say
Oh
good
my
because you
God.
know what?
We need to have
I
a
was
mirror
a
taken
better.
to us sometimes.
I don't need a mirror taken to me. He needs a mirror taken to him.
No, but I'm saying we as people.
We'll
our
hold up the mirror.
experience-
We'll
Yeah,
hold
that's
up
what
the
I'm
mirror.
saying.
Yeah,
Like,
okay, absolutely.
In the human experience, one needs a mirror held in front of them in order to maybe face some harsh realities.
True.
Yes.
So, I'll get up to the point where I introduce Sean to streamer, I believe, if I remember correctly. So streamers play in Dead by Daylight. He plays Dead by Daylight for about 2.5 to 3 hours each night, except for 2 nights a week, and there's usually me there, some other guy who eventually stops hanging out, and our mutual friend Justin. But Justin never talks. Actually, I had been watching streamer for about a month, and then one day Justin outed me that I was in the chat because he recognized my name, and then that was when I had to start interacting, and I didn't want to.
Oh boy.
So, I start playing Dead by Daylight with him, and then some other people come in, and during this time, some things are said. Streamer makes the comment, nobody else's voice is going to be on my stream other than me. So he doesn't want to play in, he doesn't want to get in voice chat with people.
That's good groundwork. Yeah.
Yeah. So because I would play with Streamer, there was another guy who would play with Streamer. He was definitely like an older guy. And then I think eventually around this time, maybe our lone hero chatter CKB shows up.
I was gonna say, when does CKB show up?
I think
he is the hero.
CKB is the hero no one deserves.
For one reason or another.
For oh gosh, that
Many
poor
reasons.
soul.
He's a man with a lot of quirks.
He's a man with only quirks.
He's a quirky fellow.
He was underage when he joined, actually.
Absolutely, yeah. Because I remember him like saying something about like, well, I mean the first interaction I've seen with him in chat was just schizo posting about seeing some girl in like an auditorium or something and running out like
oh yeah, because he was
like
because that was one of his
situation.
exes.
Got it.
So CKB, he would come into the chat and he would schizo post about like just his situationships, not even relationships, just these situationships that he would have with these women who like, I don't even know how much he interacted with them. And it would be so funny because you have CKB who's like, was probably 17, 16
nuts.
at the time. And he's just pouring his fucking heart out. And in this chat, and Streamer would be like, oh yeah, man, that sucks.
And he's the only chatter, mind you. Like,
yeah, there's nobody else there.
He's the only person that's showing up, and he's putting in the work. He's there like every stream, it seems.
Yeah, CKB would come in and he would chat the whole time, and Streamer had nothing but like fucking resentment for CKB.
Disdain.
He would shit on CKB the whole stream. He would nag him. He would insult every little aspect about something he would say. He would make fun of any typo and read. If you make a typo, Streamer will read it in the dumbest way possible.
Forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loved that one.
Yeah, Streamer was the kind of person who would never look at a situation gracefully for your benefit.
And he was kind of a bully.
Oh yeah,
is the vibe that I got from him. Like big bully vibes, but then he would also play the like.
He was also
kind of play the victim.
It was a cry bully. He was a cry bully.
Cry bully, yes.
He was a cry bully. Yeah.
So two definitions for I don't know, anyone. Not me, of course. Well, the first one, schizo posting.
Mm-hmm.
What is schizo posting? Just for our audience, in case anyone doesn't know, it could be a little bit of a not myopic isn't the right word. Like a niche phrase, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty underground. Schizo posting is basically when somebody unnecessarily overshares, like thought content or just personal stories that were not asked for, were seem inappropriate to share. Like it's a subtype of blog posting. So like blog posting is like, oh, here's just what I did today, and it's like generally kind of neutral or enjoyable. Schizo posting is like, here's this mundane thing that happened, and here's my crazy thoughts about it. So like you would get the like, oh, I saw my ex-girlfriend in the auditorium at gym, and then I ran out, and then here's my crazy thoughts about it.
He just goes nuts after that, yeah.
You know, so like that's what you get with CKB. You get the schizo posting.
And then what's a cry bully?
A cry bully? A cry bully is like somebody who basically feigns offense for the purposes of getting you to conform or change your behavior and making you feel bad about something that honestly wasn't even your fault.
Oh, totally. He's a total cry bully with that definition. Yes, 100%.
Yeah. So
I think that was like his persona.
That's unfortunately that's his character.
Is him.
That's his character. And I hate to say it. I mean, I don't hate to say it because just call a spade a spade. I'm never gonna mince words with that.
Yeah.
But so I watch him for like maybe it's like 3 to 6 months where I'm playing.
You were lurking.
Yeah, I was lurking. I mean, I was playing too Dead by Daylight with him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You know, and I would come by and that would be it. And he would say these things that, you know, would become tests of character later on. You know, like nobody else's voice is going to be heard on the stream. Yeah. You know, he wants to have a very kind of controlled environment. And, you know, I'm going to get a little to the future, but something causes a lot of the things that streamer says to go back on. He goes back on
And
his word.
yeah, they shatter
Yeah.
in
So
real time.
yeah, I watched it all for fucking 2 years. This
It
is a
was a
2 year.
long,
It was
long haul.
streamer is boring. Okay, that's the worst part about streamers is
That is the
boring is
worst.
sin.
Yeah.
But
And it's because he tries to make such a controlled environment, and he's just like he cannot collaborate.
yeah,
Seemingly cannot
he has
collaborate at all.
he has negative improv riz.
Yeah, actually,
Like
yeah.
I would be dropping shit in the chat.
Yeah.
That's like so easy to pick up.
Mhm.
And it's just like, oh, okay. Like imagine the personality of like fucking a saltine cracker without salt on it.
And a wet blanket on
Yeah.
top of it.
Yeah, like just totally miserable, fucking unfun kind of person. I don't
Well,
think
that
he's
was
ever had
another-
fun in his life.
That was another interesting thing because it seemed like he was treating the streaming like a job. Like he's got to put his pants on and put on his work boots and get in there and,
Yeah,
and
he's
do
gotta,
the
like-
stream. And it's like no one's making you do this. Any audience you have is CKB, and then anyone who pops in because you have your Twitch handle as your name.
Yeah.
That'll say like I was so and so, good game, and that's it. That's your stream and your chat. Like what are you doing this for?
What do you sacrifice?
Why do you feel obligated to do this?
You know, I like that you said that because it creates a kind of like resentment that streamer has.
Yes.
Like he resents having to
He
do this,
did.
even though this is the thing that he's doing. He's choosing to do this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's treating it like this 9 to 5 that he fucking hates to do, and it's like no, like capitalism ain't making you do this. I don't know.
Yeah, you're not getting
what your
paid.
Problem
Nobody
is.
like you're not getting paid enough to do this.
Yeah,
and the worst
I
part
guess,
is
like in his mind, he maybe thought that the $2 in AdSense
The two-
that he's getting is like
more like the 2,000 fucking pennies.
yeah. Do you remember the raid stream? That was amazing.
The rate. Oh, okay.
Raid
That's,
Shadow
let's tell that story. let's tell that
was
story,
incredible.
and then let's drip into the big thing,
Okay,
and then we'll cut it
we'll-
off.
We'll
So
yeah.
streamer has a few sponsorships.
Does he have a few?
He said he got a HelloFresh sponsorship.
Holy shit!
You don't remember that? And that one he actually needed to get people to go sign up for it to get paid for it.
No.
So he was sitting there holding the stream hostage for like 45 minutes until enough
is
people
gonna do
signed
that?
up.
Oh my god, he's holding it hostage. It's like he's holding like a street urchin hostage. Like who cares?
Yeah, like nobody. Like I need to get like my $5 coupon. That's what he needs to get, and he's holding the stream hostage. And it's like nobody's here watching anyway.
Oh my god, that's incredible. That truly is a blessed timeline that we live in.
Yeah.
For that reason.
I'm glad I got to be a part of it.
That's fucking incredible.
So- Oh my! I just can't get over the holding the stream hostage for HelloFresh. Fucking, because you can see he's like, I'm 4 of 5. I think it was 6. I'm pretty sure it was 6. He needed 6 signups before the end of his sponsored segment, and he's holding the stream hostage.
He's begging.
And he's like, oh well, CKB will show up. That'll be another one.
Holy shit, that's awesome.
He's like holding out for. It's like, dude, just go to 5-minute mail and make a fake email and sign up. Get us out of this.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Like,
do it yourself.
Oh my god.
Holy Christ.
but-
Because again, who cares?
Yeah. Well, no, because I think in his mind. So this is something I have 2 things to say. One, it's that he wants to maintain a sense of soft professionalism, and this is like a professional kind of engagement. I have a sponsorship. I'm here and I'm reading the script and I'm doing the things and I'm talking about it. I have my own personal narrative that all these things tell me to have, and I have that. So I'm a professional person and I'm serious and I'm fucking boring. The other part of it is that fuck, I forgot it.
I just can't get over the boring because that is a key trait.
He is
Unfortunately, it really. We can't all be Barley and Fauntleroy who are exciting, entertaining people because they're so crazy and stupid.
Yeah, you never know what's gonna come out of their mouths.
Out of their crazy gullets. But I don't know. I just can't fathom. It's not like we try. I just can't fathom being boring.
I remember it now too. Is that he genuinely thinks that sterile is marketable.
Got
because
it.
one time he had said, if I wanted to be a big streamer, I would go family friendly.
That's right. Holy hell.
Which is like, dude, you don't
It's the
have.
opposite.
It's the yeah. If you watch, if you have any like your
Watch
fingers
big
to the wind,
streamers. Yeah.
if your fingers to the wind in the current
On the
internet,
pulse.
in the internet zeitgeist, you
Yeah.
know, family friendly is fucking bullshit.
Gone, man.
You
Yeah.
need to be fucking uniquely
Salacious.
interesting.
Crazy. Yeah.
You need to be us. You need to be.
You need to be the friends.
Borley.
You need to be friends.
And Fauntleroy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but if you go too far, you become Barley and Fauntleroy.
True.
And you don't want to be them.
Too
They're getting
true, yeah.
canceled next week.
It's like horseshoe theory. You know, you go to the other end.
Yeah, go to the other end. It's not good.
No,
Yeah, we're the good racists.
we're the good.
That was a joke.
Yeah.
Well, I think Barley just came in here. Get out of here, Barley.
Get out of here, Barley.
How'd you get
oh my
in
god,
here?
he's got some kind of AI voice changing software. He sounded just like
came in.
that
He
piece of shit.
held my throat. He's like, I'm like, he held my throat.
And which is a very Barley thing to do.
Yeah, he loves holding throats. He's a
can't
choke
believe-
fetishist.
And that's bad.
That is bad. So what did you remember about the? I remember one thing in particular about the Raid Shadow Legends.
The Raid? Well, I just remember that
sponsorship.
I just remember that he like barely played it. It was begrudgingly playing it. I don't remember like a lot of specifics. Just that it was like again kind of just the most boring thing I've ever seen. Cause like
he had.
I know he made a guild. I remember
he
that.
made a guild and he played the game
That
a
was-
bit. I think maybe he played it. For
But I feel like he didn't even play the. Didn't he say he played the game for a little bit? And
yeah, he said he played the
got
game
bored of
like
it or
months ago and got
something?
bored. Yeah, he did. He did cop that like, oh, I stopped playing this game, but I do have an account. He actually had
would you
to.
even
Part of
say
the
that?
sponsorship was him going through the account recovery process. Which was I love that portion. Oh, hey everyone, you get to see it's if you get bored of the game, it's easy to come back.
Oh my god, that's awesome. That's actually because I'm sure a lot of that is like scripted, or they give you like bullet points or whatever, right?
Yeah, they do give you like here's the things to talk about. They always say bring in some
notes
personal
to
narrative,
hit
what
or
what the
whatever.
game means to you, all this bullshit. You know,
So
talk about
that
the
does make
latest
sense
patch
that it's like-
update. Yeah.
Coming back is easy because that's the thing for any game. It's like how easy it is to come back.
Yeah, how easy it is to reintegrate in the in the loop, in the gameplay loop. But I want to say,
What were your favorite parts?
well, I'm gonna get to my favorite part, but I want to
Okay.
say, like, my assessment of him doing the Raid Shadow Legends, fucking shill, is that he spoke of it with like the enthusiasm of like an awkward like nephew talking to his like grandfather.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
he's like an 8-year-old who like he doesn't want to talk about this game, but
Oh,
he's being
wow,
compelled
yeah.
to because like dad was like, oh, go tell your grandfather
Made
about
him,
this like
yeah.
about this game that you play that you're actually like insecure that you
Wow.
play, and like
That's
that's the level
good.
of enthusiasm he has.
Totally.
So it feels so odd. Like he's like his voice was lower. Like
Yeah.
he was awkward and like kind of quiet
Yeah.
and just
Like embarrassed maybe. or
yeah, which he
something,
should have
like-
been. If you're doing a shit rage, I can guarantee you on the Friend Simulator podcast,
I guarantee.
Borley Borelstein and
Mhm.
Fauntleroy will
And
never
Fauntleroy.
yes, will never take a Raid Shadow Legends or any sponsorship because I philosophically disagree with them.
Absolutely.
I can't say the same for Barley though.
That guy is an absolute shill. He will do anything for money. He loves money. He's a
He-
cuck for capitalism.
He is, and he literally wears sponsored shit all over his body. He tapes it to himself like a weirdo.
He goes, yeah, he looks like a NASCAR. Race
yeah,
car.
yeah. You
He's
should
just
see his
got
t-shirt.
logos plastered all
At
over him.
at any moment, he's ready to rip off a product that's taped to his shirt and then start doing a 5-minute shill spiel just to get you to buy it, just to get you to go away.
He's yeah, no, just for you to get him to go away.
Yeah,
He'll
yeah.
get
You
the
buy it so that he
sponsorship,
leaves.
Yeah. You'll pay him to leave. Trust
Oh,
me.
this actually
You deal
this
with
is
him, you will.
this is a funny segue into like an awkward interaction I had. So like I went to school at UW Madison, which is a very big campus, and like sometimes throughout the year there would be these like fucking like weird Buddhist monks that would come by, and you could tell them because you could just tell by how they were dressed. And they all have the same scam. So they come up to you and they're
Like a
like,
flower or something, or a bracelet, or they always have like
this one was a
something to
book.
give you.
Yeah,
Okay.
they have a book. It's that kind of scam. So this interaction was
Yeah.
interesting. He comes up to me and he's like, asks me some question. I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm like the most lowest enthusiasm imaginable, but I'm trying to like, I'm gonna fuck this guy in the ass, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, because I really cannot tolerate people walking up to you unprompted, and I really like became just a fucking asshole, particularly because of like being in Madison. Like you
Yep.
get, because I live downtown and I got accosted constantly. Like that's
It's
another
gotta be
story.
annoying.
That's another whole other story. You get to
Yeah,
quickly learn pretty fast who's homeless and who's just a fucking like leech beggar. Like,
totally.
and by leech beggar, I mean they have housing. They're just there to beg to get drugs.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, there's a total difference. Anyway, this guy comes up and he asks me some question that's like, oh, his response. I'm like, oh yeah, sure. And he's like, oh, well, I can tell that you're an open and insightful person and blah blah blah, like trying to butter me up, but he's like doing it with like negative fucking charisma stat, and I am like, it's like 8 in the fucking morning, so I have no
Oh my
tolerance.
God.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I am not a morning person. Don't talk to me until I've had my Mountain Doozies, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we're walking down to the psych building. I got a long fucking ways to go. And he's like, oh, well, would you like this book? And he hands me this book. And he's like, oh, it has some enlightening things that I think somebody smart and open-minded like you would enjoy.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, yeah, thanks. And he's like, there's like an awkward pause. Like he's waiting for me to like offer something to him, like money. I'm like, no, I'm going to make this awkward for you.
Yeah. Right.
And
Yeah.
he's like, would you like to make a donation?
Contribution.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
something or whatever. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah,
What a
no, I
piece of
don't. I
shit.
was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. And he's
That
like,
is such a scam.
and
That's not
then,
even close to what Buddhism's about. It's
yeah, it's like,
about
it's
like literal
total, yeah,
opposite.
but it's under the guise of this fucking
Yeah,
fake
totally,
Buddhism shit.
totally.
It's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
fucking toxic and
That's
fucked up.
reprehensible.
It
Yeah,
is. This is why I'm behaving this way, because I hate this guy.
yeah, yeah.
And so
Deserves it.
he's like, oh, would you like to make a donation or some kind of bullshit? And I'm like, no, not
What?
really. And he's like, oh, if are you going to read the book? And now I know what he's at. He's asking for the book back, and
Yeah.
I'm just like,
No, this is mine,
I'm
motherfucker. You
like,
gave it to
I
me.
was like, I was like, no, I'm gonna keep it. He's like, this doesn't cost anything. He's like, no, but sometimes we ask for $20, blah blah blah.
Too
And he's
bad.
like, and then eventually he directly asks for the book back, and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
this is mine. And he's like, oh, okay, have a good journey on your day. And I'm just like, yeah,
Oh
get
my God,
fucked.
what a
Like I'm
loser.
fucking taking
Yeah.
this shit. Mind you, it wasn't even a book.
Piece
It
of
was
shit
like a
scammer.
small fucking 20-page brochure printed out at the fucking library.
So what was in it?
Just like like Google search bullshit Buddhism shit to throw in to
Yeah.
trick like dumb college
Yeah.
students.
Yeah.
It was total dog shit. But yeah, fuck that
Like, why
guy.
would you? How would people pay for that?
Because
So-
it's a social
stupid.
it's social engineering.
Yeah.
You're putting
They're
them.
tricked or whatever. They
Yeah,
think that they're doing like good
it's
for
the
some
Benjamin
shit.
it's the Benjamin Franklin quote. Benjamin Franklin has this quote about or like this idea or whatever that's like, if you want to make someone who hates you a friend, appeal to their ability. So like he asked some person who didn't like him to do something and opined on the fact that, oh, only you can do this for me
'Cause you're smart.
because only you can get this done for me. I'm sorry I have to do this. I have to ask this. That's really embarrassing. I'm kind of humbling myself, but could you please do this for me?
Mhm.
And then, the story goes like from then on, they were great friends or whatever, but it was not initially in that way. So like appealing to somebody's ability to do something where it's like, oh, kind of like, you're here, I'm going to give you this thing, and now you owe me something.
Right.
To finish the explanation, I guess, let's say in this situation, I asked Fauntleroy to make me a pizza, but oh no, Fauntleroy fucking hates me.
True.
The cognitive, like cope of, oh, you hate me, but you're doing something for me. So you have to decide then, do you really hate me?
Oh, interesting.
You have
Got
to.
it.
You're then wrestling with, how can I be doing
Got it.
something for a person that I hate? Maybe I don't
Someone
hate
that I
them.
hate. Yeah.
Like, so then it changes it. Like, how
I
can I
feel
be?
like that would breed. I feel that would breed resentment.
You think it would, but it depends.
Sometimes.
It depends on how you manage it.
Yeah.
It's an interesting social engineering trick to like employ against people at times.
Interesting.
One of those little things. If you're ever familiar with the 38 Laws of Power, or maybe it's 33, I forget. That's probably in there somewhere. I didn't read the whole book. It's fucking cringe.
Who did that?
Some guy named like Robert Greene or something. It's basically like a
Got
modern
it.
version of like Machiavellianism, you know, the
I mean, it
prince.
sounded Machiavellian to me,
Yeah,
so that's why I was
yeah.
curious if it
It's
was.
very dark. It's very dark triad kind of stuff. But like,
I've never read any Machiavelli, but it's like I know enough of like what the motherfucker was about, where it's like, yeah, I can like
yeah, Machiavelli is very
noodle.
interesting because the prince was like advice to the person who was coming in to replace him, and it's filled with good advice and it's filled with like advice that would probably get the incoming, you know, leader killed. So it's like it's hard
Yeah,
to
yeah.
say how much is authentic. But it's basically just like here's how to scheme as like a
Right.
leader kind of thing, you know, which is what
Yeah.
people remember it for.
Which I think, I don't know, the more you deal with like people in the world, it's like the average person's kind of a fucking idiot. I think they deserve to be tricked. In
Yeah.
what like tricked for their own good,
Oh yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. In there for their good, not to be taken advantage of.
No, not to be taken like I genuinely like it is kind of a hot take, I will admit, but like I think if I know that the road to hell is built on intention, but like if one's intention is genuinely for the good of the people, you can trick them into doing their own good. It's
Yeah,
like it's like putting medicine
it's like
in a
putting fluoride in the water.
cat in a dog's wet food or whatever.
Yeah,
Like yeah, it's like putting fluoride in the water to mind control them to be better people,
yeah. Like
which
to
is not a thing that
that's
we
not a thing.
genuinely
That's not a
think is
real thing.
happening. That's super
Not
not
a
a real
real thing.
thing.
Not a real
I
thing.
mean, it's well, it's
I
like
think
it's
I think it is. I
for
think
teeth
they
health.
do they do put
For
like
teeth.
stuff in the water to make it more
Yeah,
healthy. Like I mean they fortify milk. Like that was one of the biggest things. And this
yeah.
is why like I'll never trust anyone that says that they hate like or they only have like non-GMO or non
Mm,
like they only have like organic stuff. Anyone who
yeah,
says that they prefer organic is a fucking retard. And for
yeah,
one fucking reason. You want to know what like destroyed, I think it was like polio, is like fortifying milk with vitamins that make it so that you don't get those fucking diseases. You want to know where
yeah.
that was invented? That was invented on the UW campus.
Oh,
At
interesting.
UW Madison.
That makes
There's
sense.
a little banner for it. So that's why I think about it a lot
Huh.
because I would pass
We
by
did
that
it!
sign all the
Yay!
time.
Right,
But
right,
that simple thing. Like nobody's like, "Oh, I hate that my milk is fortified with
right.
vitamins, so I don't have to like seek out extra vitamins in my diet elsewhere. I just get it all in one."
But then they were told about this like boogeyman or whatever
Yeah,
from
the like,
another
you know,
source, and it's
like
like, oh, that's the bad augmentation.
yeah,
This
like
is the one that I don't think about, and it's okay.
yeah, it's they think about like fucking chickens with extra limbs or shit, which is like that what the fuck? That's just like some fake horror story kind of
That's
thing.
yeah, yeah,
That's not
for
real.
real. For real, that's not real.
Oh, but well, you know, we left the streamer story where it is. We'll continue that one next time. It's okay.
Yeah,
We don't need to get
we'll
in
put a pin in
completely. We'll
that
put in a
one.
pin in that one. And
We'll
that
put a pin in
grenade
that
won't be
and
blowing up.
oh, trust me, it's gonna blow up.
It's gonna blow up it's gonna
It's
blow
gonna
up multiple
blow up
people's
real
lives. It's
big.
amazing.
It's fucking crazy. The streamer situation is actually crazy.
It actually is crazy, and you know we start with the boring stuff because it's. I mean, it's always going to
It's
be
we're
boring.
building well, and it's also kind of like it's like a movie, you know,
It's
where
like the
it's starting
Titanic.
off it's starting off kind of boring, like okay, like where's this going, like
You know, who are our
whatever, but
characters?
it's gonna go somewhere. Trust us on this.
Trust and
Trust and
believe,
believe,
YouTube.
tubes.
I'm gonna get you a
Trust
girlfriend.
and
Trust and
believe.
believe. Trust and fucking believe.
Oh, that was just another to continue on the King Cobra JFS train. In that video I was telling you about where he's talking about shitting himself in
Oh, he
bed.
shit himself, and then he like went to
Yeah,
the bathroom and the poop was in his shoe. Why is he in the bed
no,
with his shoes?
cause that's why I was saying he's such an
He must be
interesting
wasted
character.
off stream, right? Like
Probably,
he just like
probably he just
stumbled
he
into the
passed out.
bedroom.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
that's clearly
definitely.
it has to be the case. Like he just gets home, and I mean, oh okay. Are you a shoe on or shoe off host, or do you just not care?
Shoe off.
Shoe off.
Shoe
Yeah,
off because
I'm
that's how I
like,
was raised.
yeah, I'm like, dude, you get in my house, just take your fucking shoes off. Like
It
if
just
people
makes
walk
sense because
in,
like if
I'm
it's
not gonna make a
raining out,
big
you're gonna
deal
be
about
tracking
it.
like mud and shit all over.
You're just tracking in dirt and shit anyways.
Yeah.
Even if it's not raining. Like your shoes are made for the outside. Where uh I mean if we wanted to go full Japanese, you'd have like a plethora of shoes to wear inside, so like if you have guests, etc.,
Get some
etc., etc.
slippers.
But like, yep.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I
But
think everyone when they come into my house, they should be forced to perform a naked dogeza.
mm-hmm.
You know?
They should be naked and gay.
Yeah,
Yep.
naked and gay before me.
Yep. Naked and Geza.
Yeah, naked in case. So I kind of want to ask, what is like, what would you say is one of the things you love about King Cobra JFS?
I mean, genuinely love.
Yeah, like what's like what keeps you coming back?
I mean, well, nowadays, habit, I guess, because it's like,
Yeah.
what else does he provide?
So what was
Like,
sparking the habit early on? What was like this is special?
well, I will say the vast amount of lore, because he's
Yeah.
uploaded so much stuff, so it's like the more you dig deeper, like in the time capsule or whatever, in the catalog, it's like just the more interesting he kind of is as a character and as a person in general. One thing I really loved is like his absolute delusion.
Yeah.
I find it fascinating.
Yeah.
And again, like I said in one of the earlier pods, I genuinely I envy people who are like that delusional,
Yeah,
that
he's
kind of
blissful.
delusional. Like he is the most blissful person.
He's on bliss. What was it? It was like, oh, he's full of bliss.
He's full of bliss, yeah. Oh, it's funny, in the Penguin, so they made like a mini series based on the Penguin, from
The
the
character from
Batman.
the Batman, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm a couple episodes in, but it's the classic case where each episode's an hour, so
Oh,
it's like
I kind of hate
it
that.
feels like watching a guy. I kind of hate it too, but it's good. It's very
Okay,
good, but
okay,
it's just
okay.
like it's like I gotta really want to watch it because it's not. I can't just turn it on, and it's like it's pretty dark and heavy, and I will like again. It's very good, but
Oh yeah, I
do
was
feel
gonna
like
ask,
watching.
how dark is it? Because whenever I see stills of the show, it looks like I'm watching like fucking night.
I mean, it's literally dark. Yeah,
Jesus
a lot of it
Christ.
is literally dark. It's not to an egregious degree, and there are like scenes that are like a little more bright, but I mean, it it covers the atmosphere. You know, it is like it's Penguin of Doom from Gotham City, so like it stands to reason there's not going to be a lot of brightness
Yeah,
because
he's
it's
gotta
like
be
it's a
like in the
dark.
fucking sewers and shit. He's in dark locales.
He's a dark lord.
He's a
an
seedy
underlord.
character. Seeds aren't planted in the sunlight; they're planted in the fucking ground.
They're planted in the ground,
Just
and
like-
they seek the sunlight.
Yes, just like the thrice lyric, "And may no prying spade find you here below."
Mm-hmm.
We're hiding
Yep.
our seeds deep in the dirt.
Emphasis on seed. So, but yeah, each episode's an hour long, and it's like I don't want. Do I want to watch a movie every night? Not really. But
Well, what's to like about the Penguin show?
what's to like about it?
I don't know. Why'd you bring it up?
Well, I honestly forgot. I feel like
Is he look? I mean, he kind of
Oh,
looks like Josh,
sorry,
doesn't he?
sorry. Well, kind of, but that's not where I was going. No, they're like, they make this new drug or whatever called Bliss. So that just made me think of it.
Oh,
It's called
that's
Bliss. And I thought that was
amazing.
I thought that was a very funny through
That's-
line where it's like, oh, I was just talking about
good.
this. Like,
That's so
he's like,
good.
He's like, I call it Bliss, and I was like,
call
oh, nice.
Yeah, he's full of bliss.
Like, I was like, holy hell, like, wow, oh my god, oh, Penguin's he's a friend.
He's a friend. He's a friend of the podcast. And you know what?
Friend of the podcast.
You know what? He's fuck. What was I gonna say? Oh my god, I lost my mind.
Oops.
He's full of bliss. He's a friend of the podcast.
He's a friend of the podcast. See a dark.
Oh, I was just gonna say because that's like one of those like synchronicity moments, you know, where you
Oh,
like,
totally.
we develop the idea and then we start
Yes.
seeing it elsewhere in the world. I love those little
all over the
moments.
place. Yeah.
Oh man, I love that shit. That's great.
Yeah.
Fuck it, he's full of bliss. Yeah, I want to say
full of bliss.
Yeah, my the thing that I like most about King Cobra JFS / Josh, I usually call him Josh because you know I feel like we have
It's
that
more respectful.
we have that personal connection. You know?
Oh, totally.
You know?
Yeah.
we kind of
you guys are
we're a little
besties.
we're like yeah
You bought a $500 wand. You
yeah,
call
I
him
bought.
Josh.
I don't know if you know this, but there's one girl, Beverly. She bought a $500 wand. I also bought a $500 wand from Josh. So like we have that rapport
Connection.
you know. And like Josh and I, we both suffer from some mental health problems. You know, I
What's
got
the defiance or whatever?
the
Because I think
oppositional
about that a
defiant
lot.
disorder. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like somebody tells him to do something and then he's not going to do it. So
he absolutely
that's
will
why people
not.
tell him not to go live. And then he's like, "You're not my dad." He's like, "Your dad said you can't go live."
He's like, I'm owning my trolls.
And,
I'll go
oh,
live whenever
it's
I
like
want to.
it's so dumb and pathetic.
That's
But
incredible. They're playing 10D chess with each other.
and
It's
they're just
so
oh
fucking
my god.
stupid.
It took him years to figure out that he was getting trolled. It took him years to figure that out. And it not took him years to figure it out, but it took him years to like reconcile with it
Make
and then
it,
not
yeah,
fall for it basically.
yeah,
But like the thing that I like about Josh is it's a mix of the delusions transposed against the mundanity of his life, because the thing that I always go back to is like when he had like 13 fucking viewers streaming live, he had the same level of delusion as he has now,
yes,
where
yes.
he like thinks
He was a rock star, famous YouTuber.
yeah, like but there was a level of like smallness to it that made it personal, where like he's like, oh, I need to upload a video for my fans, I need to go over to my friend's house because my dad took my computer because I was smoking inside the house, so my dad
Yeah.
took my computer, so I have to go over to my friend's house, borrow his dad's laptop, log into my Facebook, go live and create a video for my fans.
And he's like thanking the guy's dad for letting him use the computer or
And he
whatever.
and it's so funny because Josh is always like a contradiction. He's like you said, he's thanking the dad. He's saying he's thankful. You know, he'll always be grateful for this bullshit. And he's like smoking a cigarette over the laptop, and you see the shit like falling all over it.
And well, I guess that's another thing that I like about him, like one of his more amiable traits, because I think deep down he is a good person.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's taken in tons of homeless people in his apartment.
Yeah, to
You
his
know,
detriment.
to his detriment. Like he gets taken advantage of.
A
And like
hundred
part of
percent.
it, it's
'Cause
like
so
he's easy to
innocent.
get tricked into people. Like it's easy to deceive him.
Yeah,
But it's also like
'cause
he actually does care. Like
and I
he's,
guess
which is unfortunate because he
well,
pays way
and I
more.
think he pays
He,
pays
like,
for it in the long run or whatever.
well, yeah, well, like because like every friend that he has, the stories always go the same. When he had the in real life friends, that whole
Yeah.
saga, it's always like, I helped Steve move into his new apartment. I helped Steve move out of his old apartment. I helped Steve move out of his old apartment into his new apartment. I helped Steve move in and out of his apartments 5 or 6 times. And what does Steve end up doing? Trying to like fuck Josh's girlfriend.
Oh, is that the
That's
furry
the guy who fucked the goat.
That guy is all.
That
That guy
guy is
rules.
fucking terrifying.
That guy is terrifying. Yeah.
I never want to be around that guy.
Because it's like I've never seen Hills Have Eyes, but from
He's
what
a
I've heard of
family
Hills Have
member.
Eyes, it's like like a hillbilly
Yeah,
simpleton,
yeah.
but could just absolutely be a murderer because he's so simple and like
He's there's a
not
dark
fair.
side. I mean, he has a whole
Yeah.
persona thing. He has a whole like baby pacifier fetish thing. He's
That is
got I've seen one
incredible.
live stream with that. That shit was enough for me. But like
That's
Josh
amazing.
always has stories where he's providing the alcohol, he's providing the
Uh-huh.
means of social engagement with friends, and then the moment the friendship breaks down is the moment where he realizes they haven't given anything. This is not an equal friendship. They haven't given anything to me. Like the moment they deny him something after he's provided so much, that's when he always is like, oh, like that makes me feel bad. Like, and then it kind of becomes like a fight and they just stop hanging out. And that's like the problem is that like Josh is just, he doesn't know how to set boundaries. He doesn't know how to be like a respectful person towards himself. And you see that in all of his like self-hate. Anytime anything goes wrong, he's like, I'm gonna get a shotgun and blow my brains out.
Holy shit.
Like the only reason he didn't do that during the so like for one of the national anthem July 4th, he like drives out. I don't know what is up with
Every-
locals. Every locale does this.
year- What it does.
Every locale has this video where they go out in like a fucking desert road, country road or some shit, and they're like, I'm gonna do something special. Like Low Tier God did this too.
What did they? What did
For
he-
his-
what
for-
did, what did both of them do?
Low Tier God for his 10K special had this video where he's like out in the road, like just he found some like fucking road and he's like walking around on it, like creating this like powerful video about how he's gonna be like the next big thing. And Josh went out on some fucking like county highway road and he recorded playing the national anthem. And the only reason he didn't like probably go through his like I'm gonna blow myself out with a shotgun rant is because he didn't have it with him at the time. So and the camera is like propped up. I think he's alone. The camera is like propped up on something, and he like has to walk away, and you can kind of hear him mumbling about like trying to like cope because he keeps fucking up the national anthem.
I remember that. Yes, I have seen that.
And it's like it's one of the few times where it's like he doesn't have his suicidal coping skills to go to, so he has to do something else.
I just love the fact that every year, one thing I do, okay, this is one thing I love about him is consistency. Like, he is consistency manifest, because it'll be like...
He almost didn't stream on Halloween. He had to be a little bullied into it this year.
He almost didn't, yeah, but I mean...
But he came through in the end.
And he super fucking came through. I guess he kind of did and he kind of didn't, right? It wasn't the very
At least he drank
it wasn't
a bit.
as good as the... It wasn't as good as the Kelly Osbourne birthday of recent.
Because he's saving his energy. He's older now. I mean, honestly, like
he's old. Well, absolutely, he's older.
He's older. He's tired.
And all
he had his energy drained by a succubus this year as well.
He literally had his energy drained. But I think even before that, I think the Jessica Boyle situation, or Nal situation, definitely took a lot out of him.
Yeah.
Oh, but I love that every year he does the national anthem on like 9/11 or something or whatever, and he just fucks it up every time. He can never get it down, and then he gets mad at himself every time for fucking it up. But it's like I don't know. I just love that kind of.
Do you know? It's so funny that he still does it because like the biggest time he did that was like one of the best recordings of a blow up he ever had. Because he's playing the national anthem, he's fucking it up, and then he breaks the first guitar he saved up money for.
Oh.
He breaks it in his apartment because he's fucking up the national anthem so much. And
he has a history of breaking things too.
And it's so amazing that he never bothers to watching him practice guitar is phenomenal because it will give you the confidence to learn anything because you're gonna know, hey, I can do this with way more stress tolerance than this guy. This guy fucks up and he's like trying to beat himself up.
He loves doing that.
That's his favorite thing. He just loves crawling up and down the guitar.
Yeah,
that's what he likes doing.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
But yeah, so he's
screaming like Danny Filth.
Oh yeah, he can really scream like Danny Filth, all right.
Go ahead.
Oh well, yeah, he plays the national anthem. He fucking sucks at it. He gets mad, and then he's like, he's gonna break the guitar. He breaks the guitar, and then he sits down in his chair and he's like reflecting on what he just did. And he's like, I just broke the guitar that I bought by saving up on a paper route for $600 when I was this years old, and blah blah. And he's like going through it
he does that a lot. Though. He thinks in real time.
Yeah,
with things like that.
There was no input.
Interesting.
Like he was not able to think that way until after he did it.
Right.
Like he was not able to predict
and be like, oh, I should
the negative outcome.
Yeah.
He can't predict a negative outcome. He's only seeing glory in his eyes. Like maybe he thought like a concerned hot neighbor's daughter was gonna come over and console him.
One of his high school crushes that's really jealous, really like, oh man, I can't believe I missed out on.
Oh, you're going through such a hard time right now. You know, like. I'm sure he's like imagining some fucking crazy shit like that.
Yeah,
but like that solemn reflection he has, but it's like emotionless too. It's very bizarre.
Yeah, yes, that's what I'm saying. It's because it's like so matter of fact, but he's like it's very objective. It's like he's It's like a lot of times he'll do that where he's like explaining his situation as if it's like a third person.
Yeah, and I think I mean, part of it's like the autism stuff because he does have autism, but it's also like, I mean, he has fetal alcohol syndrome. There's clearly something wrong with his brain, but part of it is like in the process of breaking the guitar, right? So like right now he's mad at the guitar. He breaks the guitar. He's externalizing his frustration, right? He's externalizing.
Well, now he has nowhere else to go with it.
Now he has nowhere else to go with it but himself. Now he's reflecting on the decision he just made and he's like, oh, I actually have to be mad at myself, and he can't deal with that.
Theory craft through that one.
He has to try to figure out because he does that when he breaks his phones. You know, like
I just love how he keeps saying, "I'm sick of doing this."
I'm sick of doing this.
So maybe stop slamming your rings on your phones.
Like he's like, he does it, and he's like, "Oh god damn it!
Yeah, damn it!"
Like it's just like, well, why did you get so mad when you say? He's like, oh, I think it's interesting because the most recent one that I know of, he actually immediately like coped and he like was like, okay, I need to stop doing this. I need to control my anger. Like he was actually the most rational he was. But then some days went on, and then he's like coming up with these conspiracies how, oh, the phone companies are making the phones more delicate and all this shit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then he was
Yeah.
trying to get like a refund. It's like a refund for what? Regard
For
action?
destroying your phone. Yeah. Hope you got a warranty, bro.
I hope you got a lawyer. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Lawyer up.
who's gonna make this case? Like, what the fuck?
His food hacks are just abysmal.
His food hacks are. We should
I
go
mean,
into
they're-
that one next
in the-
time.
In their heyday, they were.
Oh, they were
good,
amazing. His modern
but,
ones are
like,
terrible.
Well, yeah, well, because he's just ordering food.
He's just taking.
ordering
He's just making a
DoorDash.
pizza cost $100.
He's just ordering DoorDash and like putting Tabasco sauce on it or
Yeah,
something.
it's like an
oh
extra
yeah,
of
really.
everything. But
really,
we should the next time we talk about him, we should talk about his food
Hacks.
his food hacks because like I'm thinking in two in particular that are just like mouth-wateringly
Disgusting.
phenomenal.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
You like the food hacks a
I-
lot more.
they're-
You suffer through those. I
I
guess I
love
like. I
those.
love and respect food
I got
so much.
I
It's
got
like,
3 in
ugh,
particular I can think of.
Good God.
Oh, well, you know, it's I have to raid tonight. We
Yeah.
gotta cut this simulation short,
Sorry, friends,
you know.
but you get what you get, and you don't
get-
complain a bit.
you get what you paid for.
You get what you fucking deserve.
Yes.
Jokester.
I
2020.
100% agree with his moral framework in that movie.
He is unironically the good guy.
He is, yeah, because if you make fun of and profit off mentally ill and like clearly, you know, low
Disturbed.
intelligence, disturbed people
Yeah.
that are like victims of the system, as whatever that guy was, Maury or whatever the fuck.
What of a joke.
You know, you
yeah.
do deserve to get shot in the head. But that's not. I'm not saying that's something Barley says. We
That's
don't
something
condone
Barley
murder or
says.
violence.
He's quoting Barley, and
quoting
he's also
Barley.
saying in the movie.
In the movie, not in
that
real life.
character deserved that. No one
Yeah.
that would do something. Well, anyways.
Anyways, what kind of day should they have?
Oh my God, I'm so glad you asked, because I've been meaning to let you guys know.
Oh my god.
I hope that you're all having a Fauntleroy day.
That's amazing.
And I hope you continue to have a Fauntleroy day. And I hope
Mhm.
tomorrow's a Fauntleroy day. And the day after that is a Fauntleroy day. And even, well, you know, if you're so lucky, the day after that could be a Fauntleroy day.
My mouth is
Thank you.
agape.